We'll start this story today, which is quite a Moedik Maisa. And that is as follows. Again, related by Rabbi. He said many times that Rebbe said about himself that he's not in Yiddish, Kpede, not Yiddish. The Rebbe doesn't hold the Kpede. Kpede means that he's not vengeful is too strong a word, but it means that if there's consequences of not listening, etc., like Gvura. Nonetheless, there were occasions where that they made it clear that the person had to listen. And if not, don't start. And if not, don't begin. Here's a story. Somebody contacted Maskidis and asked for a bracha about something in his business. We're talking big business. So I gave the question that Rebbe asked, are you sure he's going to do what I'm going to tell him? So Rabbi Gordon says, I was shocked. To get it's very rare. I didn't know what to answer. So the Rebbe continued, if you are not certain he will listen, it's better I should not tell him what to do. Because if I tell him what to do and he doesn't, it'll be worse for him. And so find out if he's ready to accept fully what I say. So I call up this person, he says, Rabbi Grona, and I said to him, and how am I going to, it's right, those are strong words. So I said to him as follows, you know that by As Chassidim, we like stories, Chassidic stories. I want to tell you stories, says Rabbi Grona, to this businessman that I heard from one who was witness to the story, Klirishan, to the one to whom it happened. And that's as follows. In 1930, so the Frierdiker Rebbe came to America, to Chicago. And he was there between 10 and 20 days. And as a result of that visit, many Yidden were niskarev and became Lubavitcher Chassidim. 10 years later, 1940, when the Frierdiker Rebbe moved to New York, so these Chassidim from Chicago would come for Yom Tov. 1946, the Rebbe established Temchit Mim in Chicago and sent there 5 Bachrim. And I, says Rabbi Grona, was one of the 5 Bachrim that went to Chicago in 1946 as the seed starting the yeshiva there. 2 weeks after we arrived, the Rosh Yeshiva Rabbi Weinberg gets a telephone call from Rabbi Chadakov, the name of the Frierdiker Rebbe, and that it was that the Frierdiker Rebbe said the Bachrim should learn Tanakh twice a week. Twice a week should learn Tanakh. So the whole of the yeshiva approached the Jew in Chicago, who was a Baki in Tanakh and all of its commentaries, and asked him to give us a shiur. He responded to this suggestion with very happily. And when they said, we're going to pay you, he said, if Rebbe wants me to teach Tanakh and I should take money, he's not taking any money. The first shiur was in Sefer Yeshua, and he gave it over with great chen. He says chen with great how to translate with great it was very gishmak, and with enthusiasm which drew us all, attracted us all. The shiur revolved around only a few psukim and explained it extremely well. After a number of shiurim, he turned to us with a personal request. We knew that he was there when the Frierdiker Rebbe had come, 1930, to Chicago. No, we turned to him with a request. We turned to him, sorry. We knew that he was there, and we pressed him, tell us something of what he saw from the visit of the Frierdiker Rebbe 16 years earlier in 1930. Okay. And he said to us, it was a week after our request, he said, I have a special story for you. And he told us. First he did relate, and then a week later, after telling us already some stories, he said to us, I have a special story for you. And I will tell you the story in the condition you remember it all your life. And we promised he will do our greatest effort never to forget the story he's about to say. And this is what he said. When the Rebbe was here in Chicago, the Chassidic Rebbe, 1930, there was a Jew, a local Jew about 30 years old. A Jew. Yeah. He's about 30 years old that wanted to go to make Aliyah to Yisrael. His father is trying to tell him, there's a holy Rebbe here. Let's go and ask him if it's Kedai that you should go make Aliyah. They did that. And the Rebbe's answer was, no. So the son said, sorry, I'm not going to ask because surely he's going to say not to go. And I've decided I'm going to go, no matter what. Now the father said, I felt very uncomfortable that the Rebbe said not asking him. And even though my son didn't agree, I myself went to the Chassidic Rebbe, to the Rebbe. He's telling the story to their teacher who teaches him Tanakh. And I told him my question. The Chassidic Rebbe responded, tell your son not to go now. I realized that the Rebbe did not say that he shouldn't go, but it was clear that now is not the time. So I told this to my son, who got very angry. I told you, he said to me, the father, not to ask. It didn't change his position. He got up and he traveled. On that boat, there were 275 people. 3 days after the boat set sail, looks like it hit, and what is it, an iceberg? I don't know. And the entire ship capsized. Nobody was saved. The father was broken, shattered, and after the shiva, he went back to the Chassidic Rebbe, was still in Chicago, and this difficult question in his mouth, Rebbe, if you could save 275 people from destruction, why didn't you say so? The Chassidic Rebbe said to him the following words: not all that which we say, we know why we're saying it. Do we know why we're saying it? We just say, we, the plural, the Rabbeim, in what is given to us milamayla. When I said to your son not to go on the ship, I did not know that this tragedy would happen. I said this because so heaven told me to say. But when I say, you have to listen. Rabbi Groner concludes on the telephone to this businessman, and I told this to the businessman. He listened to my words very carefully, and he said to me, I got the message. I promise you, whatever the Rebbe says, I will do. The story will continue tomorrow, Be'ezer Hashem. Part 2. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bracha v'atzlacha.